The Lions have just warmed my heart. I think they're making the playoffs. Here's my case. Here's my case, Bradley. Okay? They played the Jets. They might lose that game. That'll be an interesting game. They play the Jets next week.
That'll be a fun offense-defense matchup.
Yes.
Even though Quinton Williams is not potentially out.
I know.
Which is like, because we didn't have enough guys go out, so
Right.
gotta get our best defensive tackle out.
But
as well.
but
No
but
problem.
the Lions defense is playing a lot better. Aiden Hutchinson's really coming on. Then they get the Bears. They should win that game. Then they get the Panthers. They should win that game. And the Packers is their final game of the year. And maybe Jordan Love starting that game. Huh? 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 I'm thinking it.
Well, you think
I think they're going to make the playoffs. They have the tiebreaker over the Giants and the Commanders.
No, I'm asking. You think Love is going to play?
Maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
either way, the Packers are done. So
Also this is a legit good offense now. They're fifth. They're fifth in offensive. I think EPA per play now. They're top 5. They're a top 5. And also the wildest thing apart from the offense is they're now getting some decent pass rush. Aiden Hutchinson is coming on really strong. He's actually disrupting quarterback play, which was not happening in the first 5-6 weeks of the season. And also, I don't know if you know James Houston, this guy on their line. He's one of the first Jackson State players to be drafted.
Oh, I didn't know that.
From Deion Sanders' tenure. Also kind of a slow start, but he's had a few great games. So it's also if it is even possible for, like you said, for them to win the rest of their games or the majority of their games with tiebreak luck, excuse me. Have a top 5 offense and a presentable defense, which, by the way, they snuffed out the Vikings' run game yesterday, which is not something I was expecting.
Oh, yeah.
The Vikings couldn't get anything going.
it was
on the ground.
only Cousins and Jefferson, and the rest of the team did nothing.
And so this is a team that if things had broken a little bit better for them in the first 6-7 weeks of the season, and they then played like this, I mean, we're definitely thinking that they're a more threatening playoff team than the Seahawks now.
Oh
That,
yeah,
you know-
they look a lot better. I mean, the Seahawks are falling apart a little bit. The Giants are falling apart. The Commanders, I just don't necessarily believe in their quarterback play, and they're surging here, the Detroit Lions, and I'll just say Dan Campbell is freaking insane. He's a psycho in the best way.
He's really like.
Did you see them go for that fake
fake
fake punt? Right. They were in their own territory in the second half.
It was from their own 28.
And then they threw to Penei Sewell
to seal the game so that they could just get the first down and bleed clock. They put Penei Sewell, who I can't express this enough. He's 335 pounds. He's an enormous human being. They put Penei Sewell in motion in the backfield, go from left to right. No one was blocking him. No one was fitting up on him. Throws a screen pass his way. He runs for yards after the catch to get the first down. It wasn't even like he was standing still. He ran through, the ball snapped, and he got the first down by diving for the first down.
It was amazing.
It was an absolutely wild play call. I haven't seen anything like that in basically ever. Because usually big guy balls, they're not doing offensive scheme stuff. They're just faking a block and then going into the end zone and waiting there.
Dan Campbell's like if you were doing like Wolf of Wall Street levels of coke and like coming up with a game plan, but it actually turned out good. That's his mentality. I mean, he's just out of control.
He's like how I play. He's like if a Madden player became a coach.
Yes, exactly.
It's like,
right.
4th and 7. Let's do a motion to my 335-pound tackle.
And it's working. I mean, the whole team is just playing with this great energy. And I always thought that DJ Chark was really underrated in Jacksonville. I really liked him coming out of LSU. I mean, he's not their number one receiver. Jamison Williams caught a bomb and
was wide open for it.
Stashed him on my bench in my fantasy team. No big deal. I'm going to be the first seed in my TYT league. It's not a big deal. But I have him on my bench, and they had these like big explosive touchdown plays, and
And also what I think is just really amazing when you watch them is they're optimizing Goff in the way in like in
Yes.
he is probably playing the best football of his career right
Oh
now.
my God,
in
by
that-
far, way more than the years where Sean McVay was serving him up plays on a silver platter. He's actually like stretching the field and being ballsy.
And this is what happened. This is what can happen now that DJ Chark is healthy and Jameson Williams is healthy. Is he actually now has two legit deep threats who can either cut through the middle or go down the sideline and make contested catches. I mean, Chark's touchdown catch on the left sideline. He made that. Oh, I don't know.
Something just fell.
Oh, what was that?
It's don't worry about it. Keep going.
He made that play like through contact. It was a perfectly thrown ball. And it's not even just Goff making connections to receivers. I mean, even though Amon-Ra St. Brown is like literally having like a near like all pro level season, even despite his injuries.
Yeah.
I've been so impressed by his development. They also have a really great run game. I mean, if they get into the red zone, if they get into goal line scenarios, it is far more likely than not that Jamal Williams is going to score a touchdown.
Yes.
He has 14 rushing touchdowns, and essentially all of them are at the goal line.
Yeah.
It is even though obviously it's in the sense of like, yes, he's getting 1 yard touchdowns, but there are teams that get stuffed in those plays. There are teams that get intercepted, teams that get that fumble. He has been the most effective red zone rushing threat in the entire league.
And I mean, it's just look, I don't think Goff is the long-term answer. He is playing the best football of his career and he's playing with a lot of confidence. And you see
He's just doing everything that like he can do. I'm not expecting anything necessarily more, but he is playing to every one of his strengths.
Yes, and Brad Holmes, you know, the GM of the Lions, was an executive, like a part of the Rams. I forget what his actual position was, but he was not the general manager, just a little bit below. And so he was a part of the organization when they drafted Jared Goff. That's why that deal went down so smoothly. It was because it was a pre-existing relationship. But Brad Holmes believed in Jared Goff clearly, and I'm as shocked as anyone that it's paying off.
Oh no, I totally. I thought especially when the Stafford trade happened. It happened initially. I was like, oh, so the Lions got fleeced and they're screwed because.
And they're gonna eat. Well, I didn't think they got fleeced, but I was like, okay, this is just so they eat that contract, right?
I guess I just was thinking like even if Stafford was like just still playing kind of the way that he played for the Lions, which was just like he was a great. He clearly had a kind of one skill set and to. Just with a really terrible supporting cast to upgrade to the Rams. Like, even if he was 75% of himself, I would be like, damn, now the Lions are stuck with Jared Goff because even before.
I mean, let's be real. Matthew Stafford's a better quarterback when healthy than Jared Goff.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I'm saying in the sense that I would be thinking Detroit got screwed.
Yes.
Because I was thinking that Goff's ceiling was how poorly he was playing for the Rams at the end of his time with the Rams. I just didn't realize that they would actually be able to really optimize him this way. Like maybe he could have played better, but not this good, not this well. I mean, he's really like he can't really move that well in space, or like he's not a very mobile guy, but he's really accurate. He's really just like he also just knows how to even get the most out of secondary weapons, like like a guy like Khalif Raymond or guys like that. He's just like this offense is wild to me just to behold.
Right. I mean, and so let's not go overboard about Jared Goff. Jared Goff is playing as well as he possibly can play right now.
Yeah, I think this is his ceiling.
This is his ceiling, and he's not the quarterback of the future.
No.
He is not very good when he gets pressure in his face. He's playing with a lot of confidence now, and that's very good for him. I'm happy for him. But look, I'll admit it. He's playing better than I thought he ever could. You thought I was a hater on Tua and thought the scheme was just delivering for him? You should have heard me before I had the show when I was talking about Jared Goff.
Yeah, no, I thought he was like a bust before that.
Even when he was having great statistical seasons, I was like, this is just the genius of Sean McVay.
Right.
I mean, I have this conversation about Jimmy Garoppolo as well. It's the scheme. It's not the guy, whatever. However, this team has something special about it. Very exciting. They also have a lot of talent. I think their receivers are very underrated. I know Amon-Ra St. Brown is doing like setting records, and he's a great fantasy player. But as I said, I think DJ Chark is very talented, and plus that run game is deadly. And they have a bunch of backs that can do a lot of different things. DeAndre Swift, when healthy, is very talented. Jamal Williams is able to punch in at the goal line almost automatically, and then they have Jimmy Dore's BFF Justin Jackson as
Oh my
their
God, that's him.
yeah, as their third.
He had a great run into the end zone
He did,
yesterday.
he
I didn't
did.
realize it was him. He was probably stomping out, being like, that's for Pramila Jayapal. Like,
Force the touchdown.
and Justin Jackson forces the touchdown in the end zone.
My
It
don't
will-
don't you worry. In my household, my boyfriend and I make a joke every time he gets a carry.
Oh
So,
man, I wish Joe Buck knew. I wish Joe Buck knew or
you wish he knew the minutia of force
yeah,
the vote.
Yeah, I wish he or him or Tony Romo or Jim Nance could make that call. But I can't. I wonder if they even know he's a Bernie or was a Bernie delegate or whatever he was.
Yeah, or all no, it's Bernie delegate.
Wasn't he? I thought he was like a.
Who was?
I thought he was like a Bernie delegate. or
Justin
something.
Jackson?
Yeah.
Really? I don't know.
It's possible. I mean, I could be making this up.
Anyway, Lions are fun. I think they're making the playoffs.
And the one thing I just wanted to add that made me think is you're absolutely right though about the protection stuff, because he also does have the fortune of playing behind one of the best lines in the league. Taylor
Underratedly.
Decker, Frank Ragnow, Penei Sewell now is, I think, really living up to his draft choice. He's truly one of the best tackles in the league at this point, and he can do stuff like run in motion and catch a pass to seal a game. But I totally agree. Like he's in the best situation possible for him, playing to those strengths that they are maximizing.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
and we'll see, obviously, of course, if what will remain when I think it's pretty possible that they will be looking for a new offensive coordinator in a few months.
The Lions?
I just think Ben Johnson might just get snagged up.
Good point.